Hello everyone, my name is Layla and I'll introduce the diary of a young girl, Anne Frank, today. First, I'll talk about the author, Anne Frank. Her full name is Anneliese Marie Frank, in short, Anne Frank. She was born in Frankfurt, Weimar Republic, and she was born on June 12, 1929. She was 13 to 15 years old in the diary, and there are Otto Frank, Edith Frank, Margaret Frank in her family. Here are their pictures, and you can see that Margaret is older than Anne. Now, I'll talk about the World War II now. It was occurred in September 1st, 1939, and caused by Adolf Hitler, who was the head of the Nazi Party in Germany. About 73 million people died because of this war, and a lot of countries got tremendous damages. And it finished on September 2nd, 1945, and it lasted 6 years. Now, I'll talk about some interesting but horrible facts about World War II. This photo is the number of women who had been sexually assaulted after Germany was defeated. You can see that German women was sexually assaulted, and there were 860,000 women who was sexually assaulted. But this is the minimum number, and we can think that there were more women who had been sexually assaulted. And one more interesting and horrible fact about the World War II is that there were 27 association attempts to kill Hitler, but they are all failed. Now, I'll talk about Kitty, the diary of Anne. She got this diary from her father, Otto Frank, when Anne became 13. And Kitty became Anne's best friend. Now, I'll talk about the story. It teaches us about some horrible facts about World War II and make us feel sympathy about Anne and the other Jews. It also helps us to have some more knowledge about World War II. Now, I'll summarize the story. The story of the book starts with the 13th birthday of Anne because she got this diary Kitty as her 13th birthday gift. This diary was given to Anne by Anne's father, Otto Frank, who was a rich and successful businessman. However, she was nearly at the end of a happy and joyful life. The Nazi invaded the Netherlands and took over. Anne was a Jewish, but she was born in Frankfurt, Germany, so she was also German. Anne and her family had to hide in a secret annex because Anne's older sister, Margaret, got a call from the Gestapo. This means that she should be sent to the concentration camp. Therefore, Anne's family had to move to a secret annex hidden in Otto Frank's company. There were more people to live with in the annex: Vandam family, Mr. Dussel, Maya, Ellie, and Beb. Anne was from a rich family, so she was not accustomed to live without fresh and abundant food, enough places to rest and study, and her friends. All of these made her feel sad and lonely. This caused her to suffer from depression. Anne believed that paper is more patient than people because she thought that she does not have real friends to confide in, and that is why she started to write everything in her diary Kitty. She wrote about the food she had, her cat Butchie, her family, and her boyfriend Peter Van Dam. She also writes about her first period. Kitty was Anne's real friend that she could really confide in. Anne was a cheerful and famous girl among the boys. She was good at liberal arts and loved having ice cream with her friends. She loved watching movies, reading books, and writing. She was just an ordinary 13 years old girl. She loved his father, Otto Frank, because she thought that her father understands her the most. However, Anne did not like her mother because she thought that her mother was very jealous of her. She also believed that her mother loved Margot Mortimer and thought that Anne was not that smart. She was going through puberty and suffered from a lot of changes in her emotions. However, she tried to endure and suppress her feelings because she thought that adults often ignore what children say and she did not want to be ignored. The Diary of a Young Girl book ends on August 1st, 1944 abruptly. Her family and all the Jews who were in the annex were captured by the Gestapo and taken to the concentration camp. Except for Otto Frank, all the people who were in the annex all died, and so did Anne. I highly recommend this book to young readers who are between 10 to 13 years old. This book can help them to grow their empathy, to understand World War II, and can make them realize that history is very fun. It will help the young readers a lot, but it will also help teenagers who want to read a classic and historical book at the same time in one book. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation.